We have been discussing the need to think or meditate on the right things in this brand new year. But there is a prayer we should pray before meditating. Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for Thursday. You know, there are hundreds of random thoughts that shoot through our brain on a daily basis. And don't get me started on the crazy thoughts that run through our mind during our dreams. We also may get caught up in saying some things before they're well thought out. Those words can get us into deep trouble, both with God and with others around us. So the psalmist has given us a prayer that he used before he thought or before he spoke. In Psalm 19:14, he says, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer." You know, we first must realize that the psalmist is not asking God to just bless everything that he says or whatever he meditates on without God's direction or without God's guidance. This is actually the kind of prayer that precedes our words and our thoughts. It probably needs to be prayed early in the day. Oh Lord, help me to consult your word and your spirit that is dwelling within me before I answer someone or before I speak those words that I'm now considering. You know, one of those impossible tasks in life is to take back something that's been said. Whether those words have hurt someone else or maybe harmed our testimony. So the psalmist's prayer is actually, help me to know what to meditate on. We've gone over that in some passages this week, whether it is Paul in Philippians telling us to think on the things that are just and honest and lovely, virtuous and noble, or whether it's the psalmist who delights in the law of the Lord and meditates in it day and night. If God were given control of our thought life, then the meditation of our heart would certainly be acceptable to him, and it would be the best thing for our lives. And if God is given control of our thoughts, then our words would certainly be pleasing and acceptable to him and also to others around us. I really like the way the psalmist addresses God in this passage. O Lord. Now, we realize that in the ancient days, that word Lord meant the leader of the castle. He was the one that was the Lord over the estate. He gave the final word on everything that was done in everyone's life and in their matters. It is assumed by the psalmist that the one to whom he is speaking is God. And if we were to recognize God as Lord of our lives and Lord of all things in our lives, we would really have no trouble submitting to his way of thinking or the words that he would have us to speak. He calls the Lord my strength and my Redeemer. My strength because he undergirds all that we say and do. My Redeemer because he is the one who has saved me from my sin and set me on the right path that we need to be following today. Lord, I pray today that my thoughts, my words might be acceptable in your sight.